a monumental year for Bitcoin is 2020. 2020 is the year Bitcoin is confirmed. And that is just my opinion. I know Bitcoin's been around for a while. You don't have to tell me that. But this year, Bitcoin is now established. It's not going anywhere. And if the world needed convincing of that, 2020 is the year that it happened. Bitcoin is seasoned and it is settled. What's up, everyone? Thanks for coming by Crypto Capital Venture. Appreciate you cruising by. This is a very impromptu last second video. This isn't your typical video. It's just a Saturday night. I was thinking about some things and I wanted to do a few minutes. This isn't going to be long, but it's so important, everybody. From a macro perspective, I'm telling you, 2020 is so important. Put crypto aside for a second. Put Bitcoin aside. First off, I hope you're doing well out there because 2020 has been volatile. The emotional volatility, the things that have happened in this world are just crazy to really think about when you're like, we're living through that. We're getting through this. And it's sometimes like we're struggling through this. It hasn't been an easy year. Let's just throw that out there first off. So I hope you're doing well. But in context to Bitcoin, it's very important to note, especially if you're invested in Bitcoin, if you're invested in cryptocurrency, this struggle, this challenging year that we've gone through is really important to that investment. And it's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this quick video. And I want to read this to you. This is Anthony Pompliano in a tweet yesterday. In the last 9 months, we have experienced pandemic, shelter-in-place order, economic shock, liquidity crisis, record unemployment, oil went negative, largest monetary stimulus package ever, fastest asset price recovery post-recession, and we still have 90 more days of 2020. If that doesn't put it into context, what 2020 has been like in just 9 months, I mean, it's just the best way to put it. It's very simple and it's to the point. And in regards to Bitcoin charts, what's amazing to me is this. If you look at really on this weekly chart, where's the beginning of 2020? It's right around here. I know I'm pretty zoomed out here, but you get the point. Zoomed out here, 2020, back here, and we are here. We are above $10,000. Bitcoin is above $10,000. And if that doesn't illustrate for you, for the world, that Bitcoin is here to stay, then nothing else will. And yes, there's correlation. There's a correlation happening with Bitcoin, traditional markets, and that is driven by one thing. That's human emotion. But now that human emotion, and people are integrated and they're interwoven into this asset, Bitcoin, that solidifies Bitcoin even more. And when we look at the charts, just from a technical analysis perspective, Bitcoin surviving all of these things in 2020, it just is what it is. You can say many things about it, but the one simple fact is Bitcoin has proven itself. And at the end of the day, that's just it. And I think that's what many people in the space have been waiting for. And whether you've been here a year, 5 years, 10 years invested in Bitcoin, I don't think we've seen a year like 2020 in terms of the bullets being fired, not at just Bitcoin, just Bitcoin's in it, it's part of it, but just being fired in general at this world. And there's a strong possibility, and this is one of the things I want to talk about. There's a strong possibility, the volatility of it all, the toughness of it all, the struggle of it all, it gets tougher. And so from a cryptocurrency investment standpoint, be ready for that. Be ready for the volatility of it all. And outside of crypto and outside of this video, just in general in life, be ready for that as well. And so when we look back at 2020, with 3 months still remaining, the question is this: as people begin to wake up to what Bitcoin is, its usefulness, what will happen? And I think that's where a lot of the speculation comes into play. If you're on YouTube and you're looking at YouTubers doing charts and talking about price predictions, that's kind of the name of the game in terms of what's next for Bitcoin. There's a lot of speculation, but what actually does happen? Because I really truly think I see people waking up to Bitcoin, and whether or not they're invested yet or not, whether or not they're like taking a lot of time, they're starting to not think of Bitcoin as a scam as much. And I know there's a lot of naysayers out there still. I'm not saying this completely changed the game like that and it's a game on from here, but this is a very monumental thing happening. There is a shift happening in terms of Bitcoin and what's happening on the charts, what's happening in terms of its adoption in this world. And 2020 is a really big catalyst to that, and it cannot be ignored. Now, from a technical analysis perspective, we're zoomed out on the charts. I wanted to just kind of follow all of that, by saying this. What happens next is so up in the air right now. We saw Bitcoin hold strong through these things that have happened. But we've also seen traditional markets hold pretty strong as well. And I don't know how thin the ice is. We don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody can tell you. There's a strong possibility that traditional markets, Bitcoin, there's continuation to the upside. We might reach new all-time highs. There's very strong case for that in the next couple of years. We know the Fed loves printing money, and we know markets love that. We know markets love money being injected into the economy. Markets love stimulus packages. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen. It could be very bullish. Like Bitcoin can very well hit everybody's expectations, or at least those that are very bullish. $100,000 Bitcoin, right? Many people have dreams. Their dreams up here in the $100,000 Bitcoin land, whether you're in Bitcoin or an altcoin, whatever. We're talking about some serious gains potentially in play. But we've seen the unknown, and it's really illustrated in this tweet. We've seen the unknown in this world, and things, they just happen so quick. A piece of news can hit so quick. A pandemic can hit so quick, and you see it there on the chart illustrated. And what will the recovery look like if something else happens? How quick will it be? And I'm not trying to instill fear, but it's a really good picture of the fact that it is always unknown. We never know. And when I talk about technical analysis on this channel for years now, I try and always illustrate that, and I don't say it every day, but Bitcoin could fail. Something could happen. Bitcoin could just fail. You could lose all of your investment in Bitcoin. It's a risk. It's there. If you ignore it, then you're being foolish for not paying attention to that. To be a good investor, to be a wise investor, you have to acknowledge what lies below, whether that's, a dip to a 50-week moving average that's at $9,000. We talk about that a lot lately. Whether it's a dip to the 200-week moving average, like $6,500, $7,000, or whether it's Bitcoin just plummeting for whatever reason, whether it's some type of world event, economic crisis, or Bitcoin's just failing. Are you prepared for those scenarios? One thing is true, 2020 truly did solidify Bitcoin, in my opinion, to a lot of people. I really think that, and I think we're gonna see evidence of that in the very near future. But that doesn't take away from the fact that there could be downside, and you have to be prepared for it. But just as well, as I said, there could be a ton of upside getting ready to happen. We could recover from all of these things so solidly. This list that you see on the screen, we could recover from these things. And if Bitcoin recovers from these things, and you're invested in Bitcoin, you're invested in different altcoins, I'm telling you, things are going to go parabolic. And I don't know how long it would last, but the potential for upside is very strong right now. But you have to realize the potential for downside as well. So there's a lot going on. I wanted to sum it up by saying 2020 truly did, I think, confirm Bitcoin in a certain sense. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Do you agree with that? We've survived so much, and if you're looking at the Bitcoin charts, it's incredible that this is a 6 hour, we are above $10,000. And we talk about these patterns all the time. This is kind of a small symmetrical triangle Bitcoin finds itself in. What's so amazing to me this time around, though, after doing videos on this YouTube channel for years, is on this micro charts, the amount of emotional volatility happening on the macro level, this long-term level, is so incredible to me, and it's fun to watch, and it's just really cool. And it's, I'm happy to be doing these videos, and I appreciate all of you watching them. Let me know your thoughts in terms of everything going on in 2020. Do you think it was as big of a year for Bitcoin as I'm thinking it is? Curious to know. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and hit that like button on the way out. Time for me to go relax. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.